Lee & Associates, accountants located at 3127 North Oak Street Extension in Valdosta, Georgia, has been serving its clients since 1993. With CPAs on staff, Lee & Associates offers individual and corporate income tax preparation, as well as small business services such as bookkeeping, payroll, and monthly and quarterly tax filings. Call us today at 229-247-1040 to set up an appointment for a free initial consultation with one of our experienced accountants.
Farmers and Merchants Bank has been helping people with their financial needs for over 100 years, and FMB is right here in Lakeland, Georgia to serve you. Whether you need personal banking with checking and savings accounts, money market and IRAs, or business banking with checking, cash management, and loans, FMB is also your lending solution for both personal and business. Whatever your banking needs, Farmers and Merchants Bank remains committed to be the best of the best. North Carter Street in Lakeland. Go Dogs! Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Lakeland Drug Company has been Lakeland's hometown pharmacy since 1950. They're more than just medicine, offering personalized service, a drive-up window, and a delivery service. Located at 42 West Main Street in Lakeland, Georgia, you can call 229-482-3677 or visit them online at lakelanddrug.com. Lakeland Drug Company, more than medicine, and a proud supporter of Lanier County Bulldogs.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here to Bulldog Basketball Coaches Show with Coach Joel Stites, Coach Rose. We're here on the Lanier County Network. Going to talk Bulldog basketball a little bit this evening. Coach, we went over and played in the region tournament last week or over the weekend. Didn't quite get the result we got, but the good news is we're still alive. Still got an opportunity to go play in the state playoffs, and that's something to be thankful for either way.
Yeah, we're grateful for that for sure.
Had a tough ball game. We had split in the regular season with Turner County. Led for a good bit of the ball game Saturday night. Just came up a little bit short there at the end. That's just a game of basketball.
Yes, it is, unfortunately. Yeah, we'd had a lot of close games all year long, and, most of them went our way. But, the other night, some of the shots that had fallen for us all season long did not. And it happens.
It does, and like I said, guys, I'm sure you guys have went back to work today. We saw y'all just got done practicing before we came in. Guys are getting ready to go over to Irwin this Thursday afternoon, 7:30 p.m.
Yes.
Take on the Clinch County Panthers, a region rival for the third time this year. And the first two, if the third one's anything like the first two, it'll be another barn burner. Coach.
We'd rather have it not be, but, we're going to do whatever it takes to go over there and win a ball game.
That's right. Clinch is, of course, they got that number 5. I believe his name is Williams. He shoots the ball real well from the outside.
Yeah, he's tough. He can score. Yeah.
Scores a good bit. I noticed we watched Clinch over in Brooks, playing against Brooks, and they played an outstanding ball game.
They did. That
night they run in a little bit of a buzzsaw with Irwin County. But we noticed they had which we saw them here, but they didn't quite score like they did over in Brooks against Brooks. But number 4, and I don't know none of them's names, but number 4 and number 1 showed that they can help out number 5 Williams on the offensive end.
Yeah, I thought the Brooks game, they played terrific, and it really started on defense. I mean, they pressed and trapped, ran 1-2-1-1, full court man pressure, and they did a really good job of it, and they were relentless for pretty much most of the game, and that got them a lot of easy buckets and a lot of turnovers out of that. And I was very impressed with their defensive performance that night. Yeah,
they did play good. We noticed that too. They pressed a lot, and Brooks had a hard time beating that press, and it turned into transition baskets for Clinch on the other end. One of those two guys, I can't remember which one, they was number 1 and number 4, but one of them was left-handed. And right there was a little bit of a spurt there where he had about 8 points and 4 shots in a row. He was feeling it. And we were talking about it. We were sitting up there. We wasn't on the air or anything. We were just watching the game. And we said, man, if they don't get stop that guy right there, he's finna score 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit of a difference from what I think we saw when we played them. But number 5 kind of gave us fits, scored over 30 points, and all in one half there in one game. And
we remember. Yeah, I think if we can just bottle up what we had done and coach them to do in that first half, where I think he scored, what, 1 point? 1 point first half. You know, if we can just stay the course and do what we need to do and do what we're supposed to do, we're at least going to make it really tough for him. And, I mean, he's a good ball player, and he can hit some tough shots. But,
that's right.
I mean, if you got someone working you for 32 minutes straight, it's tough to do. And you know, our goal is just to make it tough for him. And you know, that's going to be our game plan. It's not a real secret. He's their leading scorer. So
that's right.
We got to try to take some of those points off the board.
That's right. Talking about that the Clinch game. Anytime you get an opportunity to beat Clinch, when we're region arch rivals, 3 times in 1 year, you can say, hey, I beat those guys all 3 times this year. That says the community really likes that. I know the kids really like that. Clinch ain't gonna like that too good, but I'm an older guy, and we go back all the way to 1992, the last time we played in a state championship game. That year, we lost 6 ball games, and I mean we may have told y'all this, but
yeah, Will told me
6 ball games. 5 of them was to those Panthers. 5 games we had to play. We had a sub-region back then, so we played 2 regular season games. Somehow managed to play them in a Christmas tournament, and then played them in the sub-region championship game and the region championship game, and they beat us all 5 times. We lost 6 games. The last one we lost was in the state championship. So you can lose to a team several times and still get there.
It's really hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. 2 for sure. 3 times in a row is hard to do it, but I think our game plan is going to at least put us in a position to do so.
That's right. We'll be up on a neutral floor up in Ocilla. I want to tell our fans we're still working diligently to try to be able to get audio and video rights to be able to share that game live up there in Ocilla on Thursday afternoon. Right at this point, we don't know how that's going to work out, but we are working really hard to, and others are as well in the background, to try to make sure we can bring everybody that game live that cannot make it up to Ocilla. Of course, if you can make it up to Ocilla, sure the coaches would really appreciate a big crowd up there to support the guys. Not just playing for to be playing where there's something on the line up there. The winner of that game gets the number 3 seed. The loser will get the 4 seed, and then, of course, if you're a 4 seed, you go on the road and play the number 1 seed. I believe that's going to be out of Region 3.
Yes, sir.
Which would, at this point, is either going to be it's either going to be Portal or Claxton. The number 3 seed would play the other one of those 2 teams. Would also be on the road, but you would think you get the lesser of the 2 if you're the 3 seed. And I've done a little research. The 3 seed, in my opinion, might actually get a better draw throughout the playoffs. Other than you don't get that first round playoff home game that you would have got as a 2 seed. But the 3 seed, I think, in my opinion, and looking at all the other regions around the state, the 3 seed gets a better draw than what the 2 seed would have got. The 3 seed will go play in the second round, a team out of Region 1. If you look at Region 1's records, they have not played a whole lot of ball games. COVID undoubtedly has really put a damper on their season. Terrell County right now is leading that region at 7-0. 7 games is all they played, 7-0. So
yeah, Terrell's a pretty good ball team. I got to see them play. They go about 6'8", 6'5" down low with a couple of bangers. But again, like you said, 7 games. That's not a whole lot.
it's barely getting your feet wet.
That's right. That's right. So, but we have to get there first.
That's right.
I think we can really set a good tone with these guys. If we go over there on Thursday night and play just play 32 minutes like we want them to. We told them today that they're close. We did a lot of things right Saturday night. We went in the half and we were very, very pleased with our performance at halftime and told the guys so. And we're just really working on being able to be consistent, not just physically but mentally throughout the game, and just
more so mentally.
Yeah, really, really more so mentally, and just knowing the timing on the clock and what we can do with it on offense. And like tonight, give you a little inside scoop on what we practiced. Was just working on how long can we run an offense, just run an offense, and see what happens. I told the guys tonight, if you have eight possessions and you run that offense for a minute, that's it. That's 8 minutes, and that's a quarter. And the other team's got 8 times to score, and if they're perfect, they get 16. If they're perfect.
Wow.
So we just tried to talk about that and just those little things behind the scenes that we're trying to just kind of pound in their head, get them to think about. It's tough to do when you got 2 guys running at you all night long, and we get it. But
that's right.
But that's our job. So
sometimes 3.
Yes, sir. That's true.
Yeah, we saw some guys being triple teamed over there the other night, and so sometimes 3.
Yep.
3 folks running at you. But yeah, the mental side of it, you just as a novice fan, you could see the mental things like we talked about a little before we came on the air. Maybe I don't think the official may ought to have called it, but he called the guy stepping in bounds. You give them an opportunity to score 6 points one time down the floor. They hit 2 threes, and you really barely have touched the ball. So
yeah, and that happened multiple times. That game, that happened more than once.
Mm-hmm. It did. But like you said when we started, that's basketball.
That's right. And we not making excuses, but we said it many times. Fans at home that are our fans, they watched the game on here and they heard us talking, and we said many times, going back to when we went up to Ashburn, those guys don't mind fouling. They had 45 fouls. They played 9 guys. And they don't mind fouling. They don't mind using 44 of them, I don't guess. Or whatever the case might be, 40 of them, and keep those 5 guys out there still playing.
Yeah.
But they don't mind fouling. Saturday night, it didn't seem like but only about a third of the fouls was getting called in the basketball game. Does that make a difference? A huge difference,
sure.
If I'm right. Huge difference if I'm right. But, can't.
Yeah, we've watched us play enough to know that we're a little bit more of a finesse team. We're not real physical, and we have our moments, but with all things said and done, we need those whistles, and we try to play to get the whistles too. We try to attack and get out in transition, get up and down, move the ball, get the ball to the weak side, and try to attack the glass, and we had a lot of opportunities at the rim where, we could have got some calls here and there, but we got to finish, we got to chase, we got to rebound, try to drop it back in. All those little things can add up. And generally, I told the guys tonight, I think we missed 7 shots, looking at film right at the rim that usually go in.
That's right.
We told our guys that all the guys that missed a shot generally make that shot. So we can't sit there and have regrets. We just got to move forward.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, just as an observer, we shot the free throws much
80%.
much better.
Mm-hmm.
I knew we had to be close to 80, if not higher. We shot real well from the line.
Yeah.
We should have got a lot more opportunities. I'm going to keep saying that. Y'all don't have to say that. I just feel like we should have got a lot more opportunities from the line. I just don't think that there was about a third of the fouls called.
Well, we talked about that too tonight as well. You're on point, Keith. Quan was 8 for 10. EJ was 8 for 10, and that was it. Those were the only two guys that shot a foul shot the entire game. And we talked to our guards and pretty much everyone else and said, hey, we need to go to the foul line. Our goal is to go to the foul line, each one of you guys 5 times. That's kind of our MO. We'd love our MO as coaches we want to make more foul shots than the other team shoots.
That's right.
And I don't care who the officials are. That's just our MO. If we attack and play the style that we want to play for 32 minutes, that's a attainable goal, and we've done that. So that's kind of what we try to do, and we want to get more guys to the foul line than that, and we've just got to try to make it happen the next night.
That's right. We got we talked about it a little bit earlier too. You brought it up before I did, but we shot the ball real well from the 3-point line. In the first half, Rashad Brockton in the game. I'm not sure about the first half. Rashad knocked down 3 big threes. Casey Register stepped up, knocked down a 3. Of course, I think EJ made 1 or 2, as usual, and Quan made 1. But kind of faded away in the second half. That shot just didn't go down. I don't know if it was a difference in the goals, difference in the vision. I don't know, but sometimes them things fall, and sometimes they don't.
Yeah, and there's a lot of and just kind of talk to our guys. We got to get more composed. It's one of those things. I mean, first half shots were falling, all great, but when they don't fall, it's one of those things of being able to run your offense and playing inside out. Now you get a better shot, and it's not as rushed. You come out second half. You've played a half, and now you're going out and shooting it too quickly. That'll hurt.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, we made 7 threes in the first half, and we told the guys that the shots that they shot were in the context of the game and the offense. All open looks. It wasn't like a guy was, hitting a runner or something like that. I mean, they were good shots, feet set, follow through was there, and knock shots down, and we're just fine with that.
That's right.
Second half, I think we were 1 for 13, and that just can't happen, especially down the stretch. And these guys know that. They know that. But I told them, with all that being said, we missed 7 right at the rim.
Yeah.
And layups generally win ball games. And we just didn't get some shots to fall, and it happens. But I think Coach nailed it with composure and just working the offense and running the offense and being more composed down the stretch. Yeah. But sometimes, we got to remember they're kids, and sometimes they get excited and we talk about we run a press so that the other team shoots the ball fast, because the first open look they get, they're taking it.
Yeah.
And it happens to us too.
That's right. That's right. Jeremy, why don't we step away for a few minutes, hear a word from a sponsor, and kind of catch our breath and come back and talk a little more.
Lee and Associates, accountants located at 3127 North Oak Street Extension in Valdosta, Georgia, has been serving its clients since 1993. With CPAs on staff, Lee and Associates offers individual and corporate income tax preparation, as well as small business services such as bookkeeping, payroll, and monthly and quarterly tax filings. Call us today at 229-247-1040 to set up an appointment for a free initial consultation with one of our experienced accountants.
Farmers and Merchants Bank has been helping people with their financial needs for over 100 years. And FMB is right here in Lakeland, Georgia to serve you. Whether you need personal banking with checking and savings accounts, money market and IRAs, or business banking with checking, cash management, and loans, FMB is also your lending solution for both personal and business. Whatever your banking needs, Farmers and Merchants Bank remains committed to be the best of the best. North Carter Street in Lakeland. Go Dogs! Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Lakeland Drug Company has been Lakeland's hometown pharmacy since 1950. They're more than just medicine, offering personalized service, a drive-up window, and a delivery service. Located at 42 West Main Street in Lakeland, Georgia. You can call 229-482-3677 or visit them online at lakelanddrug.com. Lakeland Drug Company, more than medicine, and a proud supporter of Lanier County Bulldogs.
All right, back here live on Lanier County Network, talking with Coach Joel Stites, Coach Rose, Tim Rose, correct now, and we're talking Bulldog basketball. We've talked about, I think we beat the Saturday night game to death. I've always wanted to. This over with. Let's put it behind us. So let's go ahead and put that one behind us. And we have touched a little bit on Thursday night's game, and we've touched on some about the playoffs, but. Like I say, Thursday night's game is still a big one, still for positioning in the state playoffs. And then once we get to the state playoffs, I don't think nobody around the state would want to have Lanier County come to their gym as a 3 or 4 seed. One of these 1 and 2 seeds, they're going to think, my goodness, this is back like the power rankings when you got a top 10 team all year long has to come to your place in the opening round. So I don't know who we gonna go see, but they're not gonna be happy to see us, I don't believe.
That's what we're planning on doing. That's what we want to do. We talked about that tonight. Just, you guys still have everything in your hands. You control your destiny. The travel dates are a little different and all that, but
That's right.
But we'll have just as good as an opportunity. At some point, you're going to play all those teams anyway if you keep winning.
That's right. The only difference we got right now is we become road warriors, and so that's not a bad thing sometimes. Sometimes it may be good to get away from the house and kind of get some things cleared out of your head and be able to play with maybe, there may be some folks that sit back here that can't make that trip, and that allows you to do some things a lot better. I know as a player, I wouldn't want this guy sitting back here. I'm trying to listen to this guy right here, and I got 5 guys right here. I want to listen to this guy. So that might help some guys. Not maybe others may be different, but that may help some guys to go on the road and play like that.
Yes.
Yeah, we'd be fine with that. We'll just keep it that. So, yeah, we'd be fine with that. We talked to the fellas as well, just trying to feed into them and build them up. We've lost 2 games in a row once this whole season. That was the first 2 games we played.
Wow.
Outside of that, we hadn't won or hadn't lost back-to-back games. The last time we lost back-to-back games, we won 12 in a row. And at this point in the season, you're just looking for some things that can motivate these guys and get them back on track. We truly believe that if we can get a good solid win under our belt, we can really just kind of lock in mentally again and know that, going into that playoff game, that we control our fate. No one else does. We do.
Yep. Well, we're going to hope we go up to Osceola and play those Panthers and get that 3rd win over them, and then go over. We'll find out if we go to Claxton or Portal. It may not be either one of them. Those guys having a region tournament later this week. I'm trying to think. There's McIntosh County Academy over in that region. I think Metter. ECI is in that region. They could have come up and upset somebody. Never know. But we've kind of talked a little bit about Portal and Claxton over there. But never know one of those other teams. I looked at those guys, and their scores is kind of like ours. I mean, Claxton was 13-0 at one point. They've only lost that 1 game to Portal, but a lot of their games has been by 3 to 5 points.
That's right.
So
that's right.
You just don't never know who you might see.
In the world of COVID, you certainly don't.
That's right. That's the other thing. Get COVID at this point, you're done.
That's right.
GHSA has decided, hey, back when they allowed football take place that if you get to the playoffs and you can't field a team, you're done. I'm hoping. I mean, I wouldn't want to go. I'd like to take the best guys we got. Well, I think we got about 30 head we can run through, so we shouldn't have to forfeit a game, but still at the same time, and that is an issue that some teams could have.
Certainly, across the country, that's a risk you run into. We're just hoping for things to improve on that side of things, but again, we can't really control that. We do what we can and have all year, and at this point, we can't really change anything. We just gotta roll with what we got and do the best we can.
That's right. I was talking in a different sport, but I was talking to a baseball coach this week, and he said, hey, or not this week, but yesterday, I guess that's this week, he says, we're down to 9 guys. We got the rest of our team is quarantined. He said, we can probably play, but if somebody goes out, we're probably not going to have a left fielder or a right fielder because we got 9 guys. Everybody else is quarantined. So we've had that happen here in football. We lost part of the team, and the rest of the team had to go play. Now, though, I mean, I'm interpreting this thing is that if we get that 7th day and test, and we test negative, we can come back immediately. In the past, they were saying you couldn't, but I read on GHSA.
You can play even?
GHSA website.
Okay.
Now says you can play with that negative test. It did say that you could come back to school, but you couldn't play. That made
That's
no
right.
sense.
Yeah.
It made absolutely no sense. So you still had to set out that additional 7 games. But now, the way I read it, it says, no, I ain't always right, but the way I read that, it's point blank there says you can play day 8.
Day 8. And then I also had, just in my line of work, if you have an antibody test and you have the antibodies, I don't think you have to get quarantined.
Right.
But that's what I read. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's always subject to change as well. But
yeah, they change daily, but
yeah.
If I'd have thought about that, I would have pulled that up during the break. But I just recently pulled that up, researched that, and it's on the.
Well, that's new then, because at Christmas and New Year's time we were digging into that.
Yeah,
and
it's on the GHSA site that if you get tested on the 5th day, day 7 you can come back to school. And actually, it's day 7 that you can play.
Okay.
The day that you can come back to school is the day that you're eligible. They had said that you had to set out. No, we don't know what it. They may come up and change around, but it does say that. I read it myself. So.
Well, I hope we don't have to. We don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, let's not worry about it.
That's our prayer.
There you go. But I think we finished the regular season. What was it? 14-6.
Yes.
So we'll go into the playoffs 14-6. I think there is 4 rounds in the playoffs. So we're gonna look at 18-6 and a state championship.
Sounds great.
It's not too tough, is
That's
it?
the goal. That's right.
It's the goal. It's always the goal.
Yeah.
I mean, every year that's the goal, and it should be the goal. If that's not your goal, you probably shouldn't be coaching or playing. But we want. I mean, these guys really wanted to get in that region championship game, and one thing we've really talked about is their effort's been really, really good. I mean, these guys haven't quit. They play hard, and we're proud of that.
Yeah, and the big thing is the guys that we got, I mean, they see the end result and say, hey, we want to be in a championship game. We want to get here. We want to get there. But they're still learning how to trust the process and understand that you don't just wake up and make it there.
That's right.
And that's the biggest thing that we've been having to work with, just getting the guys to understand, hey, it's a process. You got to do the small things over and over again to get the big results instead of, you don't just wake up in the championship. And that was the big thing where we were kind of running into, because the guys would come and, would think, okay, it should be easy. And, of course, it's not. So.
Yeah. You don't just rent a motel up in Macon and get to play at the Centraplex. We've been there a few times, and it's always enjoyable to get up there and play in there. We'd be glad to get over to VSU and play in that Final Four as well. I wish they had the whole thing over there. Make it a lot better on us South Georgia folks, but making it too bad, and I know everybody enjoys going up there. But so, what y'all got? Anything y'all like to add to this evening?
I think right now we're just trying to move forward, correct the little things and just keep these guys together and know that they're cared about, and we support them and we're with them win or lose, and they, we kind of talked about it all year long. We've only got each other, and the only people who really know what's going on are the people that's here every single day, and that's on and off the court. There's a lot, you and I were talking about, there's a lot that goes on in basketball that's off the court, dealing with these young men and student athletes and kids that have issues outside of school. In the world we live in, everyone does. Yeah. And sometimes folks that forget it's not just walking the sidelines and hollering out plays and figuring things out like that. It's also trying to help kids get through something. Let them know they're loved, make sure they're fed, make sure they get home, make sure they get to practice. And I've got a good staff and we really do spend a lot of time doing those little things that no one knows about, probably no one cares about. They want W's, and we understand that, so do we. But there's a lot of kids that we're hoping will be better young men because they're playing the game of basketball, not winning the game of basketball, but just simply playing the game of basketball, where this will set them up for a future that's maybe a little bit brighter with a little bit more opportunity. And that's something that us coaches aim to do every single day when we wake up. And that's always going to be my goal, and I know it's going to be Tim's goal. And that means more to us than anything else. So, we can take the flack for the losses. That's why we're here doing this thing right now. But, we care about these kids, and we're going to keep pressing and keep getting better.
There's a lot of W's that's won outside of these four walls. And that's the W's that really count, not the ones that are puts banners on the walls. It's those W's outside of these walls. And there's a lot of people that may not seem like they see it, but they see it and they appreciate it.
Well, it's all about the kids.
That's
it really
right.
is. And I think as long as we keep that in the forefront of our minds, then you can go home and look yourself in the mirror, you get a good night's sleep. I didn't on Saturday night, but if we keep putting these kids first and trying to make their lives better, then we're going to be successful.
Agree with that 100%. Well, we know we got 2 more basketball games, and we're hoping for 5 more basketball games.
Yes, sir.
But we know we got 2 more this year. We got one up in Ocilla. Then we're going to have one on the road somewhere in the first round of the playoffs. I feel like we can get through that first round, and I think we got a good chance of the second round, and then who knows from there.
That's why they play the game. Let's
That's
roll the ball
exactly
out and get after it.
That's exactly right. We've been in the region with some of these other teams that we're going to go get to visit again that we haven't went and saw in a long time. We've been in the region. Believe it or not, Terrell County used to be in our region.
Okay.
And we've actually played in their gym in the region tournament. So we kind of know how things go up there. Those guys like to win just as good as we do. Some of those other schools over in Region 1, we've been in there with them. Pelham, Mitchell County, some of those folks. We've played them before, played in their gyms. These younger guys probably have not, or they have not, but our school system has played against them, and we kind of know the environment. It's just as jacked up as our region is. I mean, you get there and it's COVID has kind of calmed it down a little bit around, but I'm sure it'll get loud in some of those places.
Oh yeah, well that's the best thing about basketball, if you ask me, is just the fans and the excitement, and I'm going to date myself here, but the movie Hoosiers is just, you watch that movie and when these kids are playing ball and the gym's packed to the rafters, that's just, to me, it's just that's what it's all about.
Yeah, we used to have, believe it or not, we used to have wooden seats in here.
I believe it.
And it was a lot like Hoosiers, if you can imagine things going on. But, I'm looking forward to going back to some of those, hopefully more than just one. I'm looking forward to going back to several of those schools and just kind of seeing how things have changed in the last few years. But that's all anybody's got for this evening. We'll wrap up.
The only thing I would add, and I know you kind of mentioned going into these other gyms where it's loud. I mentioned already about composure. That's the big thing. Making sure our guys know that we got their back no matter what.
That's right.
I mean, we've had games where one player's been off here and there and that kind of stuff, and just make sure they understand, hey, we're around with you. And I think that means a lot to the guys, and so.
I'm with you 100% there.
Yeah, and we appreciate you guys too.
Yes.
I mean, I can't fathom how much better it is just simply because people can watch basketball. And Jeremy, we appreciate you just being able to watch it at home in this crazy world we live in, for these folks to be able to just sit at home and still watch the Bulldogs play. And I think that's just great, and we're thankful for you guys.
Well, we're glad to do it. And with that said, I want to have to make one comment, and I don't want to sound bad here. We have some very good sponsors. I mean, we have some very good sponsors. They step up each and every year since Jeremy's been doing this thing. The same people. They step up. They help support this. They support all the finances of it. But when it comes playoff time, the GHSA charges us $500 a game. The only way we can video some of these gyms may tell us, hey, you can't come, and that we just can't control, like Irwin County. But if it's places that we go and they allow us to video, just say we go to Claxton in a couple of weeks, 23rd or 24th, I think, of February, we go to Claxton. Claxton says, yeah, we're fine with it. Well, we can go, and we'll more likely be glad. I mean, I know we'll be glad to go if we're available. But our regular job permit, but we have to pay the GHSA $500. So I don't know how we're going to do that. In the past, people have stepped up, and I'm sure they'll do it again. If you're out there and you're thinking about it, we're going to need some sponsorship for the playoffs in order to keep doing this throughout the playoffs. I know in the past couple of years we've done it. I think we may have had to skip a game here or there because of the fees. We don't want to do. We never like to do that, but it's just a ridiculous amount of money they want you to pay to be able to. I think it's $300, Jeremy, for the audio only, $500 for the video. I mean, it's a wild number. Right. You may see on Facebook, we may put out there
That's what I was just going to ask.
Something similar to a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Donate to the cause. Then you think about it, guys. Our sponsors have covered this all year. You've got to watch basketball all year long for free. If 60 people, and we usually have 150 to 200 people watching it, that's just computer screens or TV monitors. Every ball game this year, there's been 150 IP addresses. Was that the right terminology, Jeremy? We can see there's 150 minimum most nights IP addresses logged on to the Lanier County Network watching the game. A family of four sitting at home, they're watching this game for free because our generous sponsors have paid for the entire regular season. If they had came out to the basketball game, they would have paid, I think, $6 to $7 to come in the gym, which is actually hurting the athletic program because they're not taking in that money. So 6 times 4 is $24. If each of those 150 people give $6, what is that? My math's bad. What is that? About $900.
About $900.
That's almost 2 rounds of playoffs. If each of you was able to send in the $6, we may have to do something like that. One person may step up and say, "I've got it." We may not be that blessed, but if you see it on Facebook, think about it because you're getting to sit home, still see your Bulldogs at home. Your whole family can watch the Bulldogs at home for what would be $5 to $6 if everybody who watches on a continual basis contributed.
Wow. Well, thanks to our sponsors for the season. We appreciate
our sponsors. They do an outstanding job, and I'm speaking without even discussing this with Jeremy. I mean, Jeremy knows more about that side of it than I do, but I do know it costs a good bit more money to do those playoff games.
Okay, and would that be on the Facebook for?
We'll figure something out. Super. We'll put a way to do that. I saw Adam Bell down with the Charlton Network. He put a donation some kind of way people could donate money through his Facebook page, and he's met his goal. He's able to carry their maidens first round playoff game. Their girls made the playoffs. Their boys did not, but he's going to be able to carry their girls at least for the first round, and I'm sure that he'll do that the second round. If we have to do something like that, we appreciate all the help we can get. That money is not going to go to myself. It's not going to go to Jeremy. It's not going to go to Eric or Clint helping. It's going to go directly to the GHSA for them to allow us to do it, unfortunately. Don't know why they charge that amount, but
I do.
they're all about the Benjamins.
Yep, that's right. Yep. Business.
So if you see that and you're one of our sponsors, don't think, I done gave them people all this. We understand that, and we don't want nobody we're still going to run your ad. If we get to make it to the playoffs, you wouldn't have to give another $1. We're going to run your ad. But we're going to have some additional help from some other folks to be able to do the playoffs. All right, Jeremy, I think that's good for this evening. We want to appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll hopefully come back here next week and talk about where we're going on the 23rd or 24th. I don't think that'll be, Wednesday or Thursday?
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay, so Monday night, hopefully after practice, we can have another coaches show.
Sure. We'll be here anyway.
All right. We'll be before we sign off, we will be into baseball season. We may have Coach Michael Sneed come in and join us for, have y'all do half the segment, let him do half the segment so we can talk baseball with them too, if that's okay with y'all.
Of course.
All righty.
It's all about the dogs.
That's right. All right. So till next week, everybody, have a good evening.
Lee and Associates, accountants located at 3127 North Oak Street Extension in Valdosta, Georgia, has been serving its clients since 1993. With CPAs on staff, Lee and Associates offers individual and corporate income tax preparation, as well as small business services such as bookkeeping, payroll, and monthly and quarterly tax filings. Call us today at 229-247-1040 to set up an appointment for a free initial consultation with one of our experienced accountants.
Farmers and Merchants Bank has been helping people with their financial needs for over 100 years. And FMB is right here in Lakeland, Georgia to serve you. Whether you need personal banking with checking and savings accounts, money market and IRAs, or business banking with checking, cash management, and loans, FMB is also your lending solution for both personal and business. Whatever your banking needs, Farmers and Merchants Bank remains committed to be the best of the best. North Carter Street in Lakeland. Go Dogs! Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Lakeland Drug Company has been Lakeland's hometown pharmacy since 1950. They're more than just medicine, offering personalized service, a drive-up window, and a delivery service. Located at 42 West Main Street in Lakeland, Georgia. You can call 229-482-3677 or visit them online at lakelanddrug.com. Lakeland Drug Company, more than medicine, and a proud supporter of Lanier County Bulldogs.